Morning, it's Tuesday, April 15, 2025. Mental health is real. Seek help and the stigma. On the news this morning, NBA reacts as Rivers government demands 300 million naira refund over conference relocation. Public schools in Rivers State regret impact of emergency rule on education. On the foreign scene, U.S. President Donald Trump freezes Harvard funding after university rejects demands. Details of these and more after this break. Kumoyelu with the news. Now, the Nigeria Bar Association (NBA) has dismissed as false the claim by the Rivers State Sole Administrator, retired Vice Admiral Ibokete Ibas, that the state paid 300 million naira to secure hosting rights for the 2025 Annual General Conference (AGC) of the association that has now been moved to Enugu State. Reacting to Ibas's demand for a refund of the money, the NBA, in a statement, maintains that the money from River State was a gift that was not tied to any purported hosting right. The legal body said it was normal for its organizing committee, in view of the enormous cost involved in hosting the AGC, to approach organizations, agencies of government, and state government for support. It stressed that such support requested was unconditional and not tied to hosting rights or any rights whatsoever, saying it would not be drawn into any unnecessary controversy with Ibas over this issue. Now, earlier, the Rivers State government responded to the NBA regarding its reason for relocating to the 2025 Annual General Conference from Port Harcourt to Enugu, describing the move as misleading, uncharitable, and unbecoming for an association. In a statement signed by the Senior Special Assistant on Media, Hector Iwikiowubo, on Monday, the government acknowledged the NBA's right to choose its conference venue, but expressed disappointment over the reasons cited. Particularly, it claimed that the sole administrator's actions undermine democracy and the rule of law. The statement said the NBA, as a body of legal minds, should know better than to reduce a complex constitutional matter to political sensationalism. It also demanded 300 million naira already paid by River State for hosting rights to the 2025 conference. Now, recall that the National Executive Council, NEC, of the NBA had resolved to shift the venue of the scheduled conference to Enugu following what it described as a series of undemocratic developments in River State. Meanwhile, some women from Ahoda East and Ahoda West local government areas of River State have taken to the streets to protest against the state of emergency declared by President Bola Tinubu. The aggrieved women said the suspension of the River State governor, Siminalayi Fubara, has brought hardship to their families. They called on President Tinubu to reinstate Governor Fubara and save them from hardship.
President Tinubu reinstate our governor. Since suspended, it has not been easy for us. These women are crying. They are not eating. We are hungry. Save is our only hope. Bring back Siminalayi Fubara. Bring back Siminalayi Fubara. We don't want state of emergency. I'm going to ask the federal government, it's good for another person from another state to come and lead the River State. No! I'm asking the big man of River State, why is it so that the wicked overshadow them? It's only wicked in River State? No! Should the River State be enslaved?
The women who said they were widows under the payroll of the Ahoda West Council during the Iyeko Igboro administration accused security agents of tear gassing them.
Police people put tear gas for us. So, we don't rule for 8 years. I say rule, nobody worry we do. At least, as this governor come, we as a widow, he dey pay us 10,000 naira. Something, we widows, we don't do anything, we don't get husband. You don't do employment. The first governor will implement minimum wage. That's it. Yes. So make we can allow see our river state, our federal government, and they see white, then they turn out to black. So the river state is a peaceful place.
The woman leader of Ahoda East, Fortune Davidson, also appealed to the president to reinstate the governor.
We want peace in River State. You can see our widows here crying for peace. We don't want trouble. We can have come to rule for 8 years. This is the time for Similaye Fubra. Please allow our governor to rule. Allow River State to be in peace. We don't want state of emergency. This is not a military government. This is a civilian government. Please, please, the people of this country, listen to us. Come to our aid. Talk to the president. Please, we want our governor back.
The president of the South-South Youth Initiative, Oscar Emeabe, is warning that if the appointment of local government administrators is not reversed, it could cause problems in the state. Mr. Emeabe said this during a press briefing in Port Harcourt.
As we speak, Ibas has actually not been following up with the peace initiative that was given to assign to him by Mr. President. Mr. Ibas has been busy sponsoring other groups in Rivers State. Does not have the constitutional backing to appoint a sole administrator in our various local government, and he shouldn't express such a power that he doesn't have. We want to call on Ibas to understand that such approach will ignite not only political crisis but tribal crisis in Rivers State. We want Rivers State to be in peace. Mr. Ibas must not continue and remain for the 6 months that was given to him. We want him to be removed with immediate effect.
Now, on his part, the chairman of the Niger Delta Youth Movement, River State Chapter, Tamuno Belema, called on the police not to be biased. Also, the State Secretary of the National Youth Council of Nigeria, David Apiafi, urged the River State sole administrator to stick to the peace plan he was appointed for.
Even the peace in the face of the state of emergency that we are managing, they are start sponsoring a protest against the wish of the people of the state and the governor. The IGP, the Commissioner of Police, they should take note. They should not be biased in the face of this crisis in Rivers State. They will not be tear-gassing the people that are protesting for him and giving coverage to people that is protesting against him.
A sole administrator came on board. He was also supposed to, engage the various parties with a view to achieving peace. But what we are seeing is totally different. So we are here, please, the so-called peace process that the sole administrator was brought in to facilitate, he should strictly adhere to it.
In the meantime, the sole administrator of Andoni local government area of River State, Tajit Francis, has solicited the cooperation of the management and staff of the local government area to achieve the mandates given to them by the sole administrator. The Andoni local government administrator said this while addressing the directors of the local government area at the council secretariat. He called on the staff to work with him to deliver effective governance to the people of Andoni.
We are cooperative, and cooperation is highly solicited in for the Risagad. Our people desire effective governance, and we owe it to them to deliver it with honesty and excellence. For this reason, we are given the charge in specific area. 1, sanitation. Secondly, environmental development, job creation, primary health care, primary education, and we have to impact the life of people. We all know that local government areas are the closest people to their people. And for us to be effective, I must be very close to our people.
The Andoni local government administrator also promised to reward diligence and hard work.
I urge us to demonstrate dedication to duty. Let us all show up not only in body, but in spirit, with a renewed energy and determination to give our best to our people. The time of laxity is over. We must be proactive, result-driven, and accommodative and accountable in every section we undertake. Hard work will be the hallmark of this administration. We will not settle for mediocrity. I will reward diligence and commitment. I will not hesitate to address negligence and underperformance.
Our correspondent reports that he also addressed the council's security personnel and inspected the ongoing construction within the secretariat. Coming up next, public schools in Rivers State regret impact of emergency rule on education. Stay with us.
Retreat, retreat, retreat.
Now the rest of the news. The new administrator in Ikwere local government area, Mr. Christian Njobwawo, says his administration will focus on sanitation, healthcare, security, and youth employment in line with the directive of the River State Sole Administrator. Mr. Njobwawo said this while addressing journalists shortly after assuming office at the council secretariat in Isiokpo. He also pledged to repair the section of the council secretariat that was damaged by fire.
Today is the first day to resume as sole administrator of Ikwere local government. His Excellency, the sole administrator of River State, Rear Admiral Bax Ete, charge all SOLAD to prioritize sanitation and environment, primary health care support, security, youth engagement, and empowerment. We shall stick to it. But key to our effective administration is the repair and renovation of the vandalized council building. Contractors have been charged to commence work immediately. We encourage everyone to support our government.
In continuation of his familiarization tour, the Ikwere Local Government Area Administrator visited the palace of the Inyeweli of Isiokpo Kingdom, King Blessing Wago. During the visit, he promised to complete the Traditional Rulers Council Secretariat started by the previous administration of Samuel Nwanosike.
With your consent and this is Ikwere, I think that the sky is my limit. That we also have asked that we commence repair, rehabilitation of that area that are damaged so that people can go and resume work properly. When we finish, we will also go and complete the Ikwere Traditional Rulers Council headquarters. I am not here for partisan activity and I will not be involved in anything partisan. I want to thank you for receiving me.
Well, in another development, as schools go on holiday following the end of the second term of the academic session, public school teachers in River State have raised alarm over worsening conditions in schools following the ongoing state of emergency. The teachers who spoke to our correspondent cited lack of water, impress for heads of schools, and the alleged scrapping of teachers' promotions as some of the major challenges they currently face. Some teachers recalled that before his suspension, Governor Siminalayi Fubara had promised to provide funds to principals and head teachers for the day-to-day running of schools. However, with the emergency rule in place, those funds have not been paid. One teacher said students are now forced to defecate in nearby bushes due to the inability of school heads to pay electricity bills needed to pump water. The pupils, according to her, also lack access to clean drinking water. Teachers also said that they had to handwrite exam questions on the board, including entire comprehension passages during the second term exams because they could not afford printing cost. They said these challenges would have been taken care of if the governor was not suspended and had fulfilled his promise to pay impress to heads of public schools. They also say the situation has affected their welfare. Away from that, the Deputy General Commander of the Obiakpo Security Planning and Advisory Committee, OSPAC, Mr. David Amadi, says the group remains united under the leadership of its General Commander, Mr. Obidi Kinwoko, and Secretary Walter Peter Job. Speaking in an interview with our correspondent, Mr. Amadi said OSPAC is apolitical and was established in 2019 to support security agencies in tackling security challenges in the area. He explained that OSPAC was recently profiled by the former chairman of Obiakpo to weed out criminal elements parading as members of the group.
OSPAC in Obiakpo is undivided, and we're making this last refutal to guide the public against the misinformation being prepared by a drowning set of imposters whose sole objective is to drag the esteemed reputation of OSPAC impartiality status to politics. OSPAC in Obiakpo is not tied to any political dispensation. Introduced since 2019 has outlived the administration of Honorable Solomon Eke, Barrister George Arelo, and Ambassador Chijioke Ihunwa, who provide OSPAC to guarantee the exit of criminal elements. The OSPAC secretary is Walter Peter Job.
Amadi also warned individuals attempting to drag OSPAC into politics, saying they will face the full weight of the law if they do not desist.
And it's so shamefully unthinkable that somebody will allege that Ambassador Ihunwa owns OSPAC in a cheap blackmail to gain empathy by denigrating the revered name of His Excellency, the Honorable Minister of FCT, and a prominent son of Obiakpo in a local security issue. What an embarrassment. Who then, as a governor of Rivers State, declared them wanted? We therefore call on well-meaning citizens of Akpo Kingdom to caution this desperation before it spirals out of control.
In other news, the Managing Director of the Niger Delta Development Commission, NDDC, Samuel Obuku, has received the African Public Service Award from the Heritage Times. Speaking while receiving the award at the third edition of the African Heritage Concert and Awards 2025 in Marrakesh, Morocco, Dr. Obuku said the award was in recognition of the transformation taking place in the NDDC and the Niger Delta region. He was represented by the NDDC Executive Director of Finance and Administration, Boma AIA.
We're excited that our MD is receiving such a beautiful award, an award from the African Heritage Excellence Award. And we're happy because along with that, the public is appreciating what we're doing as a commission. As a managing director of NDDC, we could support him more to do more for the region of Niger Delta and Nigeria. It goes a long way to show that the public has fully accepted that NDDC has come to stay, and especially now that NDDC is celebrating 25 years of its existence, the entire Niger Delta region is appreciating what we're doing as a commission.
The chairman of Heritage Times, Moses Siasia, said the Pan-African event was organized to recognize and celebrate outstanding global accomplishment of African personalities and organizations on the continent and in the diaspora.
To improve the lives and livelihoods of people across the continent, we will need to look inwards, and we are very capable of doing that. To improve the mobilization of our own domestic resources and make our economies more attractive for investment. We also need to trade more across Africa and in the wider global south.
The solution that the world needs lies in Africa. We have the natural resources, we have the human resources.
Mr. Siasia acknowledged the positive contributions of Dr. Obuku, especially the Light Up Niger Delta project aimed at lighting up vulnerable communities in the oil-rich Niger Delta region of Nigeria. The Director General of the World Trade Organization, Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, who received the African Life Achievement Award, affirmed that Africa needed to look inward to rediscover its potential. The event was attended by several dignitaries, including the Governor of Kano State, Abba Yusuf. On the international scene, the Trump administration says it is freezing more than $2 billion in federal funds for Harvard University. It comes hours after the elite college rejected a list of demands from the White House. Now that's a wrap on the news this morning. Before we go, let's have a look at the major stories. The NBA has faulted the Rivers government's demand of 300 million naira refund over conference relocation. Public schools in Rivers State are regretting the impact of emergency rule on education. And now on the foreign scene, you heard U.S. President Donald Trump has frozen Harvard funding after university rejects demands. The news was edited by Chioma Ezenwafo. To reach the news team, send an SMS or WhatsApp to 0808-721-7215. I'm Ifechukwu Monyele. Many thanks for listening.